Andrea's about to do something which could save her life. Measles. It can make you blind or deaf, give you pneumonia, swell your brain and ultimately kill you. Yet preventing it really isn't very hard.
Are you worried about the prospects of measles?
Yes, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be here, would I? But a friend of mine worked for the NHS and she told me that if you're born after 1970 you should really have the booster done. So, just to safeguard myself. That's why I'm here today.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Was it done? Excellent.
Until 20 years ago, measles had been effectively wiped out in Britain. But now it's back and is officially classed as an epidemic in this part of South Wales. This is modern healthcare turned upside down. Of course, in many parts of the world, children can't get vaccinated at all and end up dying of perfectly preventable things, but not so in Britain. For decades now, the joint measles, mumps and rubella vaccine, known as MMR, has been freely available to everybody, paid for by the state. And yet for a whole period, around 15 years ago, parents across Britain made a conscious decision not to vaccinate their children. And what that's led to now is children of that age getting measles. 15 years ago, the offices of the South Wales Evening Post were buzzing with controversy. A doctor had claimed that the MMR vaccine caused the behavioural condition autism in children. Suddenly, parents were refusing to vaccinate their children against a killer. That's a good story. The current editor of the paper wasn't around then, but he freely admits the Evening Post did run any number of stories raising concerns about the vaccine, and he doesn't think that was wrong.
If I was in charge then, I think you have to judge the stories that were run in their time, and at that time I think the paper did absolutely the right thing, and yes, I would run the articles in exactly the same way.
But 15 years later, doctors are still furious that an atmosphere was created which led to them being portrayed as the bad guys.
And I recall being accused of willfully giving autism to somebody's child if I persisted with this line. Now that
who accused you of that?
One of the parents that I saw at the time.
Of course, the link between MMR and autism was entirely false. Not that it stopped the whole British media running scare stories about a vaccine that was in fact a huge medical advance. Now it's a different scare that measles might be spreading throughout Britain. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, Swansea.